Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're not looking out at the world, we're taking a journey inward. We're going to talk about a feeling that, well, I think we've all felt at some point. The feeling of being lost, and more importantly, how we can start to find our way back. Let's get into it.
So, first things first, what even is this feeling? It's obviously not about being physically lost, like you can't find your way home. No, this is much deeper. It's that internal hum that something just isn't right.
You know, it seems to happen to just about everyone. It might creep up on you slowly, or maybe you wake up one morning and it's just there.
And that's it. This quiet, nagging sense that you're just adrift. You're doing all the things you're supposed to do, going to work, paying bills, living life, but that feeling of purpose, that connection to what you're doing, it's just gone.
This right here, this is the perfect way to describe it. It's motion without meaning. It's being busy, being active, but having no clue where you're actually trying to go. You're running on the hamster wheel, but the wheel isn't attached to anything.
So here's the thing. This feeling doesn't just show up out of nowhere. It's not an accident. It's a symptom. It's a sign pointing to something deeper. So the real question we've got to ask is, what's causing it?
Okay, let's dig into the roots of this feeling. Because if we can understand the why, we're halfway to finding a real solution. And the source material really highlights three main culprits.
What's so interesting is how these three things feed into each other. It starts with how we live every day, then it gets amplified by all the noise we let in, and finally it gets cemented when we start looking at everyone else's life instead of our own. Let's break these down.
Just think about your average day. It's basically a marathon of reacting, isn't it? Reacting to emails, to text messages, to problems that pop up, to the same old daily routine. We're just living on autopilot.
And in that endless cycle of putting out fires and just getting through the day, we totally forget to be proactive about our own lives. We never hit pause long enough to ask that one simple but absolutely giant question. And without an answer to that, of course, things start to feel a bit empty.
Wow, I mean, this chart says it all, doesn't it? Look at our poor brains. They're totally full, but completely unclear. Almost all of our mental space is taken up by external noise. Other people's opinions, endless distractions, social media, and look at that tiny little sliver. That's us. That's our own self-reflection. Is it any wonder we can't hear ourselves think? And then we get to the big one, comparison. You hop online, you see someone else's perfect-looking life, and suddenly your own reality feels less than. You feel like you're falling behind. But this quote, this is the truth we all forget. Your journey isn't supposed to look like theirs. The whole point is to discover your own.
Okay, so we know what it feels like, and we know why it happens. But this next part, this is probably the most important shift we need to make. We have to completely reframe what this feeling actually means.
This right here, this is a game changer. Feeling lost is not a sign that you failed. It's not some weakness. It is just a signal. Think of it like your car's check engine light. It's your inner self telling you, hey, something's off. We need to pull over and figure out what's going on. It's an ask for clarity.
So instead of our first instinct, which is usually to run away from this uncomfortable feeling or drown it out with more noise, we should see it for what it is. It's an invitation to finally stop, turn inward, and just listen.
So how do we accept that invitation, right? Let's talk about the practical steps. What does it actually look like to start walking this path back to yourself, to find your direction again?
The process is actually pretty simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Step one is you just stop. You stop running. You let yourself feel that discomfort without judging it. Then, from that quiet place, you can start asking yourself some really honest questions. And by doing that, you begin to hear that inner voice again. And these aren't surface-level questions. They demand some real, raw honesty. What truly matters to you? Not what you think should matter, but what actually does. What path just feels right in your gut, even if it makes no logical sense? And maybe the toughest one? What truth are you avoiding?
This slide lays out the choice so clearly. When we feel lost, we have two options. We can reach for distraction, which just creates more noise and confusion. It's a temporary fix. Or we can choose honesty. It's harder, yeah, but it's the only thing that creates real understanding and puts us on a real path forward.
Now, this is a super important point. The goal here isn't to magically create a perfect, problem-free life. That's not reality. The feeling of being lost doesn't go away because all your problems suddenly vanish. It goes away because you finally have a direction,
You have a sense of purpose. Your inner compass is working again. And even when the road gets bumpy, and it will, knowing your destination makes all the difference in the world. That is where clarity comes from.
And that brings us to the end, but really, it's a beginning. We leave you with this one question to take with you. After all the noise, after all the distractions, and all the comparing, if you get quiet and really listen, where is your own path trying to lead you?